Hey, what's up guys, and for today's video I'm going to be going over some important rulings that I think you need to know. The first ruling is going to have to do with Zombie Vampire. So Zombie Vampire has an effect that says you can detach one material from this card. Each player sends the top 4 cards from their deck to the graveyard. Then if any monsters are sent to the graveyard by this card's effect, you can special summon one of those monsters to your field. So let's say I use the effect of Zombie Vampire. Can you use Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion to it in response to it? And the answer is yes, and that is because Zombie Vampire sends to the graveyard first, then it will summon. So keep that in mind. So it summons from the graveyard, which also means that if you get hit by, like, let's say, Moltrami Meows, if you're under Meows, you will give a draw for Zombie Vampire, which is important to note because Meows is probably going to be seeing a lot more play in the coming future. Next ruling is going to be with Chaotic Elements. So Chaotic Elements says it can add a level 5 or higher monster, lighter dark, pyro, aqua, from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So something that a lot of people don't know is that you can actually bell this card because it adds from graveyard to hand too, kind of similar to like a pre-prep scenario. So if I activate Chaotic Elements, my opponent can just bell it, and then I'm very unfortunate, which I think most of the time it's probably going to be correct to just straight up bell it, just because like bell doesn't really do hit that much against the K-Man Cryston deck. At least like before they make Ripper anyway, so you just won't stop them from getting to like their K9s in circulation. So also keep in mind, I guess like a generic tip, if you're playing K9 Cryston, sometimes you can hold this, and then if you get Joeled, you can use this after you use the Zuna or something like that to get access to like a Lantern or whatever to get like extra body under Joel. So that's something important to note. The next ruling is going to be with a card called Khaos, starsource Dragon, or however you pronounce it. So let's say you're playing Dracotail. We use the effective Sanctifier to summon Albaz and like a guy from our graveyard to the opponent's field. Let's say I use Albaz's effect using the Albaz from my field and the Mululu that I just gave to my opponent. So use those material. Let's say we summon Khaos starsource Dragon. Obviously, the Mululu can trigger here, but will the Khaos, will the starsource Dragon be able to trigger? Because it says you can target cards your opponent controls up to the number of your light and dark monsters used as this card's material. Destroy them. So unfortunately, you cannot target 2 cards here. You can only target 1. The Mulu will not count. I've seen some people get that wrong. It is important to note. But yeah. The next ruling is going to be with a Solfachord primoa, however you pronounce it. So let's say we have this like Solfachord setup. We link summon Solfachord Gracia or Coolio. So primoa has an effect that says while you have both Solfachord cards in both of your pendulum zones, one odd, one even, the activated effects of your Solfachord cards cannot be negated. So let's say we use the effect to add from a graveyard or extra deck to hand, and our opponent bells that because yes, it can be belled. Well, will it resolve? Like, will this effect protect from bell? And the answer is it will not protect from bell because it says the activated effects of your Solfachord cards cannot be negated, but bell does not negate the effect, it negates the activation. As you see here, it's one of the different hand traps. Obviously, a card like Ash negates effect, but this card effects negates activation. So that is important to note. Another ruling is going to be with Mysterion. This is like not super new, but you know, still should know it. So let's say we use an effect, right? And our opponent changed the effect of our Yummy guy to Synchro. Let's say we're going to chain Femena, summon Mysterion, and then the Yummy will resolve summoning 2 from the graveyard. So some people ask the question, will Mysterion trigger, right? Because it didn't see the effect be activated, and the answer is yes, it will still be able to trigger here. And so let's say after it's summoned, we use Mysterion targeting Mustachi, right? Because Mysterion says you can target one of those special summon monsters, banish that monster, and banish all monsters from the field with the same original type. So let's say we use the effect to target Snatchy, and our opponent chains Snatchy to synchro summon like a Lollipop or whatever. Will all the beast monsters be banished? And the answer is no, they will not be banished, because even though it says like also banish, it says the same original type, and then the monster's not on the field anymore, so we basically can't read its type. So it's very, very unfortunate. One more ruling is going to be with a croaki and Clockwork Knight. So Clockwork Knight says all face-up monsters from the field become machine, and a croaki says if you think of summon a light beast, you can target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. So let's say our opponent controls Clockwork Knight, we have Quinquery and like a level 1 on the field. Let's say we make the Yummy Synchro, Cups the Yummy Way, right? So effective Yummy Way. Now the question is, can we trigger the croaki? Because like on the card it says Light Beast Monster, right? So you'd think we'd be able to trigger it, but because of the Clockwork Knight making a machine, we unfortunately are not able to trigger the croaki to be able to pop a card in the field. So not super relevant to this format, but it could come up, especially with people playing more like engines and like pure Yummy, like Solfachord and whatnot. And then one more ruling is going to be FA Dawn Dragster and Imperial Princess Quinquery. So Quinquery says if a face-up level 5 monster you control is destroyed by battle or leaves the field by an opponent's card effect while you control this monster, you can add to your hand or special summon one level 5 monster from your deck. So let's say we have FA Dawn Dragster, and we use its effect to negate a spell or trap card or activation, which will also reduce its level by 2. So it's level 5 now, right? Let's say the Dawn Dragster is destroyed in some way, shape, or form. Will we be able to trigger the effect of Princess Quinquery? Because on the field it was level 5, but now it's like level 7, right? So, and the answer is you will be able to trigger the effect of Quinquery as it is level 5 in the field. So yeah, just know that, I guess. But yeah, I mean, that's it for all the rulings for today. I hope you did enjoy. Should be a relatively quick video. But yeah, have a great day.